Live from the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas.
From Victorville, California, the challenger, Ryan Garcia. Ilford, Essex, England, the former WBA Continental Champion, Conor, the Destroyer.
Second right here. Okay, gentlemen, we're going to the middle of the gold letters over here, middle of the white letters over here. You both got my instructions in the back. Protect yourselves at all times. Listen to my commands. Touch them up. Back to your corner, gentlemen.
Live from the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, the atmosphere surrounding Ryan Garcia versus Conor Benn is already reaching another level, with both fighters preparing for what could become one of the most most explosive matchups of their careers. Ryan Garcia, representing Victorville, California, brings the speed, athleticism, timing, explosive combinations, and devastating left hook that have made him one of boxing's biggest stars, while Conor Benn arrives from Essex, England, carrying his own reputation as an aggressive, physically strong, high-pressure fighter who is willing to turn every round into a battle. As the fighters receive their final instructions, the tension is obvious because once the bell rings, there will be nowhere to hide. Garcia and Benn are getting closer to a fight that has already divided boxing fans, trainers, former champions, and analysts, and the latest training footage from both camps has only added more fuel to the fire. Garcia has once again been putting in serious work behind the scenes, showcasing the hand speed, movement, explosive punching combinations, and sharp counters that have made him such a dangerous attraction. Every time Garcia steps into the gym, fans immediately begin watching his footwork, defensive movement, reflexes, and punching accuracy, because one clean left hook.
You got Ryan Garcia and Conor Benn.
Two juice heads.
A lot of ooh. Both guys having their own issues, like you said, with banned substances at one point or another. That's how you feel, Rolly? Just that's it. What do you think that fight looks like in the ring, though?
No, I don't care about that. They both stuck to me.
Or perfectly timed counter could completely change the fight. Benn, meanwhile, has been preparing for perhaps one of the biggest challenges of his career, knowing that he will have to deal with an opponent who can create distance, explode into range, and disappear before his opponent has a chance to respond. On paper, this matchup looks like a classic clash of styles. Garcia has the faster hands, excellent timing, dangerous counterpunching ability, quick footwork, and explosive power, while Benn brings aggression, physical strength, forward pressure, body punching, toughness, and the willingness.
Why do you think so many people have ducked you? What do you think it is about? You're a difficult draw? A lot of you guys know each other from the boxing world. Why do you think it's difficult to get the fights that you would like?
I punch hard. I could end your whole career with one punch.
Just to make the fight uncomfortable. But what makes this matchup so fascinating is the fact that the boxing world appears completely split. Some experienced voices believe Garcia simply has too much speed, skill, and natural ability for Benn to handle, while others believe Benn's physical strength, pressure, and determination could completely disrupt Garcia's rhythm and force him into a fight he does not want. And just when the prediction debate was getting interesting, one of Garcia's former opponents, Rolando "Raleigh" Romero, gave a completely different reaction when Fight Hype TV asked him about the matchup. Instead of breaking down Garcia's left hook, Benn's pressure, or predicting a winner.
What about Ryan versus Conor Benn? What are you predicting? It's going to be a good fight. I got Conor Benn. It's going to be a go out 12 rounds. We think could be a knockout.
Romero dismissed both fighters with his own controversial description, calling them two juice heads and suggesting that both had dealt with issues involving banned substances at different points. Those are Romero's personal allegations and opinions, not established facts, and they should be viewed strictly in that context. When asked what he thought the fight would look like inside the ring, Romero made it clear that he was not interested in analyzing the matchup and instead claimed that both fighters had avoided facing him. Romero also doubled down on his belief that fighters are reluctant to share the ring with him because of his punching power.
Ryan Garcia, Conor Benn.
Conor Benn gonna probably stop him.
What? Really?
He gonna probably stop him, man. Keeper. Ryan he ain't been this since that first fight with Haney.
Saying that he believes he can end a fighter's career with one punch. Whether fans agree with Romero or not, his comments added another layer of controversy to an already highly discussed fight. In boxing, rivalries often continue long after fighters leave the ring, and Romero's comments reminded fans that the sport is not only about what happens under the lights, but also about the personal history, negotiations, rivalries, and unanswered challenges that build around major.
And he got popped. He just had never been that. He never got back to that type of winning. I've seen Ben firsthand. Man, that dude, he gonna destroy you. You heard it first. You heard it first from Bowman.
I hear you. We got it.
Fighters. While Romero refused to choose between Garcia and Benn, another former champion had absolutely no hesitation about revealing his pick. Terence Crawford's prediction immediately caught attention because when Fight Hype TV asked him who he favored, Crawford kept his answer simple. He expects a good fight, but he picked Conor Benn. Coming from Crawford, that prediction carries significant weight because he has spent years competing at the highest level of professional boxing and has an exceptional understanding of timing, distance, strategy, pressure, and elite-level competition. Crawford also has connections to Benn's side of the boxing world, which makes fans even more curious.
But it just proves that I can go there, with a bigger man. So for me, it fills me with confidence going into the fight I'm about to go into. I think the Eubank fights was intense.
Yeah.
It was brutal. Yeah. There was a lot of history. There was, again, a lot of spite, a lot of hatred in the fight.
About what he sees in the matchup. Does Crawford believe Benn's physical strength will overwhelm Garcia? Does he believe Benn can pressure Garcia into mistakes? Or does he simply believe Benn has improved enough to make Garcia uncomfortable? Crawford did not give a long tactical breakdown, but his choice alone was enough to ignite another wave of discussion among boxing fans.
It's brutal. This is my last fight at 147.
Your last fight,
This is my last fight at 147. When I win the world title, I'll move on. But for me, I haven't made 147 for 4 years, so it's challenging. Don't get me wrong, it's really hard. You think I went up to 183 pounds for the Eubank fights, so it's hard, but, we're getting it done.
Then Brian Bomac McIntyre took the prediction even further. Speaking on the Last Stand podcast, Bomac said he believes Conor Benn could potentially stop Ryan Garcia. His reasoning was centered around Garcia's recent performances and the idea that Garcia has not looked exactly the same since his first fight with Devin Haney. Bomac went as far as saying that Benn could probably stop Garcia and suggested that he had seen Benn up close and believed the British fighter could cause serious damage. Again, that is Bomac's personal assessment, not a guaranteed outcome, but it creates an intriguing contrast because while Crawford and Bomac are backing Benn, several other experienced boxing voices are strongly favoring Garcia. The biggest question is whether Crawford and Bomac are seeing something in the matchup that Garcia's supporters are overlooking. While the prediction battle continued, another major storyline began dominating the build-up. Wait, Conor Benn has openly acknowledged that returning to 147 pounds has been extremely difficult. He has described the weight cut as challenging and brutal and indicated that this could potentially...
James Toney was in Ryan Garcia's gym again.
What's up, man?
I like what I'm saying.
Oh, 5 rounds.
5 rounds?
Good night. This isn't James Toney just one and done, just a quick visit. He's been with Ryan Garcia. And listen, bro, I'm telling you, he's the right guy to help Ryan Garcia perfect the Ryan roll or the Philly shell or the silly shell, whatever you want to call it, turn the silly to a Philly. And I think he's going to need it as a productive defense against Conor Benn.
Be his final fight at welterweight. Ben has explained that after competing at higher weights, his body had changed significantly, with his weight reportedly reaching as high as 183 pounds during his time at higher divisions, while he had previously competed below 160 pounds for the Chris Eubank Jr. fights. That creates a fascinating physical question because making 147 pounds is not simply about stepping on the scale. A demanding weight cut can potentially affect energy, hydration, recovery, endurance, punch resistance, and performance on fight night. As influenced partly by Ben's performance against Regis Prograis, and while Taylor acknowledged that Garcia versus Ben is a huge commercial fight involving two major names, he leaned toward Garcia when judging the matchup strictly from a boxing perspective. Taylor described Garcia as quicker, sharper, and more experienced, while also acknowledging that Ben possesses a major physical advantage. Ben is naturally strong and could potentially use that strength to force Garcia.
Oh, never. Hey, he on 5 rounds.
5 rounds? Good night.
To close exchanges. But Taylor questioned whether physicality alone would be enough to overcome the difference in speed and technical ability. His conclusion was that Garcia could potentially score a knockout if he is able to control the range and exploit Ben's aggression. That brings us to one of the biggest questions of the entire build-up. Is Conor Benn being underestimated because so much attention is being placed on Garcia's speed, or is Garcia simply the more complete boxer with the exact tools required to neutralize Ben's pressure?
Big fight is rough, eh? There's two big names, big fight, yeah.
I do fancy Garcia.
Yeah, I think I do. I think his hand speed, Conor Benn's got great hand speed, but I think his hand speed is could make the difference in the fight. Like
Crawford and Bomac are betting on the first possibility, while Toney, Malignaggi, Price, and Taylor are leaning toward the second. Eventually, however, every prediction has to disappear once the opening bell rings. The fight itself will decide everything. Garcia's clearest path to victory is likely to involve distance, timing, movement, and precision. He does not necessarily need to stand directly in front of Ben and exchange power for power. Garcia can use his hand speed to attack from range, counter Ben as he moves forward, and punish him before the British fighter can get close enough to make his physical strength matter. Garcia's famous left hook remains one of the most dangerous.
Ryan knocks him out. The fight doesn't go 6 rounds, in my opinion. Ryan knocks him out.
Why is that? Is that the disparity in skill?
Yeah, I mean, disparity in skill, disparity in power. I don't think Conor Benn's that good, bro. I think it's obvious he's not that good, but, Ryan Garcia is a very good fighter. When he's motivated and he's pushing himself, and I think, as a champion, Ryan will understand the responsibility on his shoulders as well to elevate his game. He's already at a very good level. He's already a very good fighter. But this fight is an opportunity for him to make a statement because he's fighting a guy who's got a big name, but also a guy who probably doesn't belong in the ring with him.
Dangerous weapons in this matchup, but his overall speed may be even more important than the punch itself. His ability to change levels, step in and out, create angles, and land combinations could force Ben to constantly reset. Ben, on the other hand, needs to make the fight uncomfortable from the opening bell. He needs to close the distance intelligently, apply pressure without becoming reckless, cut off Garcia's escape routes, attack the body, and force exchanges where his strength and physicality can become meaningful. If Ben spends too much time chasing Garcia around the ring, he could give the faster fighter exactly the opportunities he wants. But if Ben can trap Garcia along the ropes, limit his movement, make him fight backward, and force him into repeated exchanges, the entire dynamic could change. This is why the predictions are so fascinating. Crawford and Bomac believe Ben has the tools to pull off the upset, with Bomac even predicting a stoppage. David Price believes Garcia's hand speed could be the difference. Paulie Malignaggi expects Garcia to stop Ben before 6 rounds. James Toney predicts Garcia inside 5. Josh Taylor also believes Garcia's superior speed and boxing ability could eventually lead to a knockout. None of these predictions guarantees anything, because boxing has a long history of making confident predictions look completely wrong once.
None other than it's a big fight. It's a big commercial fight. You know, Ryan Garcia is huge commercially. So is Conor Benn. Boxing ability-wise, I think Ryan Garcia probably knocks him out.
Two elite fighters step through the ropes. Styles matter, preparation matters, conditioning matters, the weight cut matters, and most importantly, adjustments matter. Garcia cannot afford to become careless simply because he believes he has the faster hands. Benn cannot afford to rush forward recklessly because one perfectly timed counter could change the entire fight. The mental battle may be just as important as the physical one. Garcia will need to remain calm, disciplined, and focused, while Benn will need to maintain pressure without allowing frustration to take over. If Garcia can control the distance, avoid getting trapped against the ropes, consistently beat Benn to the punch, and land his counters with accuracy, his speed could become the deciding factor. But if Benn can turn the contest into a physical, high-pressure battle, force Garcia to fight at an uncomfortable pace, attack the body, and make every exchange exhausting, then Crawford and Bomac's confidence suddenly begins to make much more sense.
You won't make it a fight. Your dad knows you won't make it a fight. Your dad knows you won't make it a fight. You quit. You have no heart. Right, you're not Mexico, bro. You're not Mexico, bro. You ain't got the heart. Make it a bet. Yo tengo huevos más grandes que tú, cabrón. Make it a bet. Me la pelas, pendejo. Me la pelas. Make it a bet. ¿Qué vas a hacer? ¿Qué vas a hacer? Yo mando a gritar que tú, cabrón. ¿Qué vas a hacer? ¿Hacer algo? Hey, you're right.
And that is exactly what makes Ryan Garcia versus Conor Benn such a dangerous fight to predict. One fighter has the speed, explosiveness, timing, and technical sharpness to end the fight suddenly, while the other has the strength, pressure, aggression, and determination to drag the contest into a war. The real question is not simply who punches harder. It is who gets to dictate the fight first. Can Garcia establish distance before Benn gets inside? Can Benn survive Garcia's early speed and power long enough to turn the fight into a physical battle? Can Garcia maintain his composure under pressure? Can Benn handle the weight cut and still have the stamina to maintain his pace late? And most importantly, can Garcia land the shot everyone is waiting for before Benn gets the opportunity to turn the fight into chaos? Those questions will only be answered once the two men are standing across from each other under the lights. One thing is certain. With Crawford and Bomac backing Benn, while Tony, Malignaggi, Price, and Taylor lean toward Garcia, the boxing world has no shortage of opinions. Now it is up to Ryan Garcia and Conor Benn to settle the argument inside the ring. Who do you think wins this explosive matchup? Ryan Garcia or Conor Benn? Do you see Garcia's speed and left hook producing a knockout? Or can Benn's pressure, physical strength, and aggression shock the boxing world? Let us know your prediction in the comments below. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel for the latest boxing news, fight previews, training camp updates, expert predictions, and post-fight analysis, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next upload. Until next time, peace. Live from the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, the atmosphere surrounding Ryan Garcia versus Conor Benn is already reaching another level, with both fighters preparing for what could become one of the most explosive matchups of their careers. Ryan Garcia, representing Victorville, California, brings the speed, athleticism, timing, explosive combinations, and devastating left hook that have made him one of boxing's biggest stars, while Conor Benn arrives from Essex, England, carrying his own reputation as an aggressive, physically strong, high-pressure fighter who is willing to turn every round into a battle. As the fighters receive their final instructions, the tension is obvious because once the bell rings, there will be nowhere to hide. Garcia and Benn are getting closer to a fight that has already divided boxing fans, trainers, former champions, and analysts, and the latest training footage from both camps has only added more fuel to the fire. Garcia has once again been putting in serious work behind the scenes, showcasing the hand speed, movement, explosive punching combinations, and sharp counters that have made him such a dangerous attraction. Every time Garcia steps into the gym, fans immediately begin watching his footwork, defensive movement, reflexes, and punching accuracy, because one clean left hook